where is Philly vulnerable? Because every team is vulnerable somewhere. The Niners have to find those places and exploit them mercilessly.
Yeah. There's two areas. One is against the rush. Their defensive line is great, but it's better against the pass than the rush. Like it's better at getting pressure. So they definitely got to establish the run. But they're similar to the Cowboys and to where if there is a weakness on their defense, it's their linebackers. So the 49ers could attack the middle of the field, go after the linebackers. Maybe George Kittle is key. Um, because besides that, there's really not much. It's really this game. I think a lot of it's just going to come down to coaching, because there's not a lot of weaknesses on Philly, on the Eagles. So it's going to be a lot of coaching. They're going to have to establish the run. They're going to have to attack those linebackers, and keep Brock Purdy out of third and long because that pass rush is coming.
I just think it's interesting. Like, I thought they were going to do this to Dallas. I was like, man, Dallas, these linebackers, they can't cover McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to go for like 100 yards in the air. It didn't happen. And what Dan Quinn did was just flood the middle of the field with safeties and play zone coverage and robber schemes. And like that just kind of takes away the effectiveness of McCaffrey. And so what I think the Niners started doing was they were really attacking that cornerback, Deron Bland, 26, over and over. Remember that? Over and over and over and over again. And it worked. It just required a little bit more pass protection. And I think they can go after the nickelback for Philly, because they got good corners on the outside, Slay and Bradbury, but in the slot they got Josiah Scott, who's a guy 5'9". Yeah. I think that's going to be Kyle's guy. He's going to be going after him a lot. But again, you got to block to get the ball down the field. So really, what they need to do is run the damn ball. Because I still don't understand how it took Kyle that long to figure out that he needed to actually get Elijah Mitchell in the game and get their old identity back. We all knew that was the key to beating Dallas. Hey, Dallas can't stop the run. Be physical. I was sitting next to I was sitting next to Patrick Willis during the game. I wasn't going to live tweet what Patrick was saying, but it's like he's sitting there like, dude, why are they not dictating with their running game? Like, why are they not being physical with their running game? Like Dallas is. Patrick couldn't freaking believe it. It's like, what?
Yeah.
They're like, just dominate them. Because he played with Fangio and Harbaugh. Like Harbaugh wouldn't wait until the third quarter to punk someone like that. That's what they did. Kyle's over here being cute 4.5, and Patrick's like, what? What? And then they did it, and I was like, right, that's okay. There it is.
And not only that,
sorry, Patrick. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is not Dak Prescott, so you need to keep the ball out of his hands as much as you can, and you're going to do that by running the ball. Controlling the clock, because if you give Jalen Hurts the ball, he's not going to throw 2 interceptions. Most likely, he can score quickly. You want to keep him off the field. Running the ball it's good because it's maybe the possible weakness on the
best defense. Well, right? It's the best. It's Niners' best defense too. Running the ball, right. Ball control.
It's the best offense.
Unless you really think Brock Purdy is going to outduel Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, just dropping back and throwing. Unless you think he's going to do that.
I just don't think he's going to do it. If it's a shootout, I think we lose that game. And I don't think we need to let it.
You can't have that game plan. You can't just be like, oh, man, let's go. We're going to – because, Kyle – what did Kyle say? I kind of expected this kind of a game. You can't expect the Niners to win 42-41 against the Eagles. You got to try to keep the ball away from the Eagles' offense and keep them off the field. But one more thing that Philly – pardon?
3 times in the first half, Brock sacked. How many times was Brock sacked?
Yeah, at least 3, I think. Yeah, that sounded. Yeah, 3. That sounds right.
The Eagles are gonna, if they don't improve that, Eagles could do 5, 6.
If
they don't improve it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So where Philly's vulnerable, one more thing. Jalen Hurts, great player. He is coming off a fairly serious shoulder injury, and he got the injury running. And while he clearly is throwing the ball very well right now, doesn't seem like he is the same runner. I don't know whether he's protecting himself or he has a little bit less burst or whatever, but he doesn't seem like he's necessarily the same threat, like to break off long, explosive runs the way he was earlier in the year. Still, he can extend plays, get out of the pocket, that kind of stuff. So, just him run. I don't know how aggressive he'll be with that. So, okay, so what do the Niners need to do to win this game?
The Eagles ran 268 yards against the Giants. They're not going to be able to do that against the 49ers, but that does show you that they have a solid run game. So I think the 49ers got to establish a run and just out physical these guys, go after the linebackers. And Kyle's going to have to call a perfect game, and that's going to be key.
Yeah, so Kyle calling a perfect game, he did not do that in this last game. They won in spite of Kyle in a lot of ways. So he needs to commit to the run early. Remember what his identity is. Don't try to get in a shootout with the Eagles because they'll lose that. They got to figure out a way to solve this traffic jam that's kind of building up in the Niners against the Niners offense. Like teams are putting 5 on the defensive line, flooding the middle of the field and saying, dude, we don't respect Brock Purdy's arm. Yeah. Or we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, or your pass protection. So we're taking away this run game. We're going to make Brock Purdy, we're putting the game in Brock Purdy's hands and we're not letting him throw here over the middle. What are you going to do? Yeah. And so they got to figure this out. There are solutions, but most of them involve blocking well for a while. So let's see if the Niners can do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be key, man. It's gonna be tough. I don't know how I feel about this game yet. I never predict until Friday before the game, but right now I'm kind of like 50-50.
I mean, the Niners can win if they do all the things we say, but I don't know. Yeah. It's gonna be tough if they win this game. It's gonna be one of the bigger accomplishments, non-Super Bowl victories in franchise history.
Yeah,
like one of the biggest wins that's not a championship in franchise history if they win this one.
This is to me, the Eagles are the best team that the 49ers are going to face, even if they make it to the Super Bowl. Now they're going to have to face some top-notch quarterbacks if they make it to the Super Bowl, whether it's Burrows or Mahomes. But as far as the best team, this Eagles team is the best team that they're going to face all year.
And what makes them so strong, we're talking about their vulnerabilities, is the fact that they have a quarterback who's not going to give the game away. He's the best quarterback the Niners have faced since Mahomes. Better than Tua, better than Brady, better than Dak. He's probably not going to lose the game on his own, which means the Niners, they've been really taking advantage of mediocre to bad quarterbacks who lose the game. I mean, the Raiders put up a fight until Jarrett pulled a Jarrett Stidham in the overtime. You know what I mean? Jared gonna Jared. So now they're not in that situation anymore. They have to actually play their best game. And they haven't done it in a while, man. They haven't done it they play their best game on offense, defense, and special teams to win this game. And that's why I've been like kind of a downer after the last 2 games. Like, yeah, a win's a win, a playoff game, but like that effort, it's not good enough. It's not what it takes to beat Philly. Look what Philly did against the Giants. Put them away in the second quarter, cruised. They're humming. They're healthy. They're rested because they took care of business. And the Niners can take care of business this weekend too if they do all the things we say. They got to get to Hurts. The weak link on the Eagles offensive line is their left tackle. He's a better run blocker than pass protector Jordan Mailata. Bosa's got to have a big game. Yeah. So that's on Bosa. It's on D'Amico. D'Amico, you got to figure it out. Bosa, you got to figure it out. You can't have another quiet game where you say, I was good.
And
this is it.
They got to win all 3 levels, and there has to be a couple big plays, turnovers, or like some kind of big explosive play because this is going to be a tough game, man. Like, and Ray fumbling can't happen, and they got to do it on the other side. Special teams is going to have to win. It has to be the perfect game. Kyle Shanahan's going to have to dial up the perfect game plan, and it's going to be interesting, man. I've called W's for the 49ers the last 12 games. I don't know about this one yet. I'm 50-50 at the moment.
You just can't count on Philly's offense to just give the ball away and hand the 49ers great field position like every team has been doing with Brock Purdy since he's been here. What's probably going to happen is both teams are going to have to work long drives, convert on third down, convert in the red zone. It's going to be a really hard game with probably very little field flipping mistakes.
Yeah.
These teams don't make a lot. Brock doesn't make mistakes. You could say he's been getting a little lucky, but ball got tipped. Like, he's not like Jimmy where he's just throwing the ball to linebackers and saying, hey, YOLO. Like, he has gotten a little lucky. Quarterbacks do, but he actually takes care of the ball very well. So does Hurts. This is going to be a grueling game where I feel like neither team's going to lose it. Someone's going to have to win it. And the Niners are on the road with one last day to prepare going against a team that's loaded. So, hey, they can win it. They're going to have to play their freaking best, and that was not what they did yesterday. It wasn't what they did last week. When was the last time they played their best? Their best. I mean, maybe against a team like Tampa, but play it. Mexico, but that's Arizona. This is different. Yeah. Again, if they haven't done this yet, this is a whole new test, and if they win this one, probably going to win the Super Bowl. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl.
I think so. Patrick Mahomes.
I don't want to go. Let's take it one game at a time. Let's take it one game at a time.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, players get hurt. You never know what happens. Things change. But, man, it's going to be exciting.